Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. He joins us actually to talk about the field of Republican presidential candidates and of course, the nominations, the military nominations, that hold being dropped. But I want to get to your say on the particular debate tonight. We're going to be in Tuscaloosa, your home state. Are you endorsing anybody? Is there anybody that stands out to you?
Well, I'm a Trump endorsee. I was the very first senator to endorse President Trump because he's not a politician. But we are glad that the other candidates that are fighting for second are in Tuscaloosa tonight, and hope we have a good debate. This is all about politicians tonight. And again, everybody asks me why I like President Trump. It's because he's not a politician, and the people across the country are sick of politics, and they want people to be represented in this country and not be dictated to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I figured you were going to say Trump, but I wanted to give you a chance to say if anything had changed in your mind. Thank you very much. Let's talk about those military holds. You have been adamant. This has been your protest, saying that the American people should have had more transparency in regards to this abortion policy issued by the Department of Defense for military members who wanted to go out of state to get abortions, and you did not believe that this should be something the government should pay for. You're lifting those holds in a number of positions. Why?
Well, first of all, this was executive overreach. We've had a policy in the military for abortion for 40 years. It's worked great. There's been zero people that have complained about it in 40 years, but Joe Biden and the Pentagon decided they're going to change it because they wanted to, not because it went through Congress. And I said, we're supposed to vote on this. You can't dictate to the country of how you want to run it. It's got to be, it has to go and voted on by the representatives of the people of this country. And if you do it, if you go around Congress, I'm going to put a hold on your nominees. I did for 11 months, but it got time to pull it back. Chuck Schumer changed the rules of our military budget, where we had an opportunity to get that policy reinstated. But he changed the rules, again, dictated to the American people, we're going to do it this way. And so I had to let the holds go. We needed to get people promoted in the military. I hated to do it that way, but again, it's the only authority that we have as a minority in the Senate is to put holds on something. It's been disappointing to me of how I've seen this country run and dictated to by the socialist left. It amazes me how people put up with this. We're losing our country more every day. We're ruining our military every day. And I even had some Republicans come after me and, personally attack me about my holds. And it's very disappointing to see this happen. Again, I'm 110% military, but I'm also for the people of this country having the opportunity to have their representatives vote on legislation that goes through this Congress.
In terms of the holds that you still have in place, because isn't it true that there are certain senior positions in the military that you're still you're sitting back on and you're blocking from being actually endorsed? What's the point?
I released 450 yesterday of everybody that were 1, 2, and 3 stars. I held back 11 that are 4-star generals. I'm a true believer that if you are going to have the power that a 4-star general has, that they need to be vetted and voted on individually in the Senate, just like any Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense. These people have so much power to regulate what goes on and dictate what goes on in our military. They are our true leaders, and so they need to be vetted. They don't need to just be pushed through just because they spent 35, 40 years in the military. Now, we have some great ones, but we also have some that don't need to be making decisions in the military. And so it's time that we vetted and did our job here in the Senate and do it the way we're supposed to do it.
I just have to ask you, what is your end game? Because I read somewhere that you said we didn't accomplish as much as I'd like to with these military holds. You didn't want to penalize these members of the military, these military families. And I read that, but I want to make sure that you say it in your own words. What do you believe will be the end game by restricting these particular promotions when it didn't seem like anything worked over these courses of months?
Well, we exposed Senator Schumer and the Democrats of what they are and who they are, about not caring anything about the military. We could have negotiated this 10 months ago. There would not have been any holds. We could have sat down and done it the right way. They wanted no part of it. They wanted abortion in the military. They wanted taxpayers to pay for abortion. They wanted our military to be punished. And if they did not want them punished, they'd have sat down with me and said, Coach, let's work this out. Let's do it the right way. They wanted no part of that. Now, these 11 four-star generals, we can bring them up one at a time, and that's what I want. I want them brought up one at a time. We can do it in a 12-hour period, each one of them, but you wait. Chuck Schumer will not do it. He'll hold them hostage because that's what he does. He wants to dictate what we do in the Senate and not do it the right way where we vote on individual confirmees.
Is this a hill you're going to die on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Senator Tommy Tuberville, in his own words, thank you very much. I know it's an important issue for you. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.